Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're having a look at Polestar delivery numbers. So as we know, Polestar set some records in March and in April of deliveries. In March, they delivered a total of 4,240 vehicles. In April, they delivered 3,761,000 vehicles. However, in May, we saw a decline. Polestar only delivered 3,385 vehicles. But so far, I've got to say, 5 months in the year, Polestar has delivered 15,000 vehicles. So this is good. This is getting them closer to their 50,000 vehicles by the end of this year. Now that's still going to be quite difficult to accomplish, but I think they can do it because they're ramping up production even faster throughout the end of the year. Now it's important to add that unfortunately I don't have the delivery numbers for the month of June, not yet. I believe that's coming out quite soon. So that's just on the horizon, but today we're going to have a look at the stock, which made a really good recovery. Thank you. Because the stock price was as low as $8.71 and people were starting to panic. However, yesterday on closing day, Polestar made a strong recovery in market share. The good news is that as a result of this, Polestar is now back above 20 billion in market value. This puts it only roughly around 2 billion behind Rivian. And as we know, Polestar has delivered between 15 to 20,000 vehicles this year. Rivian has only delivered roughly around a couple thousand vehicles so far. Rivian will be lucky if they end the year delivering 10,000 vehicles or even 15,000 vehicles. Their target is 20,000, but I believe they could fall short because of delivery constraints and shortage in parts and shortage in chips and stuff. But it's good to see that Polestar is back above their valuation at 20 billion in market cap, as they rightfully deserve to be. Ideally, Polestar will be above Rivian quite soon because I see Rivian stocks going down even more, while Polestar will be going up because we're producing a lot more vehicles. Reasonably, the price of Polestar shares right now is quite fair. Even above $12 or even $13 is still quite fair. If Polestar was above $20 per share, I'd be a little bit concerned that it's a little bit overvalued and the market could have a negative impact on this. But right now it's quite fair, just around $9.53. That's actually quite good. Now on the last day, on closing, on the stock market closing on Friday, the share price rose 8%. That's actually really incredible for a one-day performance. And this is a company that's valued at 20 billion in valuation. That's no small feat. We've actually got more confirmation of Polestar outstanding shares, and it's just around 2.2 billion. I think the reason why they went with such high volumes in shares is because Polestar is jointly owned by Volvo and Geely. And Geely is the majority owner in Volvo cars, so Geely has the majority ownership. They wanted to go with a lot of shares because this just gives them more power in the market. If they went with a low volume of shares or low supply of shares, it's easier for the market just to buy up Polestar, and I believe you can call that a hostile takeover. Ideally, Geely and Volvo would try to avoid a hostile takeover. Someone like Apple could immediately come in and buy Polestar for 20 billion, quite easy, but they want to avoid this problem. So reasonably, I think Polestar shares could be at least around $13 to $14 to be quite reasonable, to be quite fair without being overvalued. I think beyond $15 is overvalued. Now we've had some big news as of late on the Polestar O2 concept. Polestar CEO Thomas Ingeloth has confirmed that they are actively considering building this vehicle. That Polestar CEO true ambition is to build a Polestar O2. The reason they haven't done that yet is simply because they want to focus on building the more important vehicles that everyday people like me and you can buy, because we can't afford supercars. Not everyone can afford supercars. And let me just remind you, Tesla announced their Roadster update in 2017. That's over 5 years ago, and they still haven't built or delivered any of those vehicles. So don't be upset with Polestar, because they're going to take their time to deliver and to build and to develop the Polestar O2. I made a full video on that I'd upload quite soon. Polestar is roughly 2 to 3 years away from developing the Polestar O2 in my personal opinion, and they're roughly an additional 2 to 3 years away from producing that vehicle. So the full time lapse, we're looking at 5 to 6 years before we see the Polestar O2 available for purchase. But that's not too different from Tesla, because like I said, Tesla announced their Tesla Roadster and the Tesla Cybertruck over 5 years ago. And we have no Cybertruck on the road, and we have no Tesla Roadster, the new Roadster, on the road. So every company is struggling with deliveries. Every company is struggling right now. So Polestar isn't the only one. That's going to take a long time before they can develop their Roadster. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more, and I'll see you in my next video.